For our customers deploying EV charge points, we see that they have 5 real challenges that they put to us for what they need to make sure that their project and their EV charge project is going to be successful. And the first one that they always ask about is our robustness against technical failure. And this really matters to them because it could be that they've got chargers that are used en route, in which case they need to know that the person using that charger can get access to it and authenticate with it at any time they want. But we also know that when we're talking about destination chargers, that the supplier of the electricity might be needing to do load shedding at any time, and they need to be able to communicate with those chargers reliably. And what this means is that we have to show to our customers that we can supply really highly reliable connectivity and that we've got fully redundant connections in there. So that means we have to have multiple data centers, we have to have multiple paths, we use multiple profiles in the SIM card, and we have ways of switching between all those dynamically to make sure that we are resilient against technical failures anywhere in the system, whichever component that is, and whoever is in control of that component, actually the solution that we're supplying has got a way of working around that technical failure. The second way that our customers challenge us is they ask us about resilience against business failure. And they're talking here about the breakdown of commercial relationships. They're saying, what would happen if a particular network operator was unable to deliver service in this particular region, or are they being held hostage to potentially astronomical charges at some point in the future. And what we have to be able to do is show them that we are robust and we can offer them robustness against any commercial or business challenges that they might see in the future. The third challenge that our customers come up with is they ask us about commercial flexibility. They're deploying devices that need to be in the field for 15, maybe even 20 years they're looking at. And they have to be confident that we will be in a position to allow them to negotiate in the future with the network operators that are supplying the service to make sure that as technologies change and as the cost base change, they're able to continue to deliver service in a commercially viable way to their customers and their end users. From my point of view, probably one of the biggest challenges that customers put in us is maybe one that they don't even express explicitly, which is about the device resilience. They're confident that that device is going to be able to deliver service for the length of time that it's deployed for, which is talking about, has the software been tested? Does it meet with all the guidelines for best practice for IoT, and about security as well. We've recently been very involved in the security legislation in the UK and looking at how that will apply to IoT devices, although EV chargers are exempt from that. But what it means is that customers have to be confident that when they deploy something, they're not going to suddenly find that those devices have become compromised in some way and therefore they're unable to deliver service, and it's something that they could have thought about at the beginning and should have had mitigation in place for before they even deployed the devices. Finally, one of the things that our customers for EV chargers come up with is they're worried about permanent roaming restrictions. We know that legislation around the world is changing about allowing devices to be permanently roaming on networks, and it's not just legislation, but it's commercial relationships between the network operators and the way that they're delivering service. So one of the things that we have to be able to show is that we are able to deliver technology that will enable them to comply with any permanent roaming restrictions that might be there in the future. So the multi-IMSI and the EU-ICC SIM cards allow us to put profiles in. We use the term localize, and that means that we can make sure that we meet all the requirements for that. The other thing that is tied in very tightly with this, I think, is about, when we talk about localization, is data sovereignty. Increasingly, we're seeing countries around the world are looking to make sure that data which is sensitive to infrastructure is maintained within their borders and not actually going to third-party countries. Eseye have built a network of the APNs, and having our network of APNs distributed around the world means that we can guarantee that the data will be delivered within a particular region or within a particular country, meeting that legislation. What's important for me is knowing that because we've designed the APNs in such a way that they are scalable and they can be distributed around the world, is that as legislation changes, we can use the same approach to add extra infrastructure to allow us to meet the needs of our customers as the legislation changes, and therefore they can continue to deliver service long into the future. We're really excited about the way we can deliver connectivity to EV chargers, both destination chargers and chargers that are used en route. So if you've got an EV charger project that we can help with, we're really delighted to talk to you.